It's a conspiracy!
Hey there, friends. This is Naomi of Dope Nostalgia. So don't be confused. This is still Dope Nostalgia, but a very special episode today where we bring back a podcast that I absolutely loved that three of my friends used to host. And I've been like, damn it, guys, let's get it together again. So this is Andrew, Charlie, and Greg joining me for an all 90s conspiracy episode of It's a Conspiracy Podcast.
Okay, cool.
I'm happy. I'm happy
good
you guys
whenever
are
Greg
here.
comes back. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while. We get the crew together here from It's a Conspiracy Podcast.
Hooray.
Our Lord Chonks, Andrew, and Greg are back, and I'm so honored to have them on Dope Nostalgia. Welcome, guys.
It's an honor to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah,
It's been a long time since I've sat here on a Sunday and looked at all these beautiful faces.
We haven't done this in like a year. Yeah. Oh.
Must have been,
Has
yeah.
it's been a while. Yeah.
Mhm.
So tell the people about It's a Conspiracy. First of all, is it still available to stream?
It is still available. All the episodes are up. Some of the episodes got taken down from YouTube for a variety of copyright strikes and infringements. But
Story of my life.
everything is still up there on iTunes and like wherever you're listening to your podcast, you can find us on there. So yeah, some of the stuff's not on YouTube, but all the other platforms, it should be good to go.
See, one thing that I always found really interesting is that you guys never seem to run out of material. And I figured at some point it would happen, but how many seasons was it? 3?
There was roughly 4.5 seasons. We were just about finished our 5th season.
Mhm.
And the thing, people would mention that all the time, there is no shortage of
You're never going to run out of conspiracies.
Yeah. Like every time you look at one theory, there's like that little rabbit hole that just leads into the next theory. So like my theory I'm going to talk about today, that stems directly from when you were talking about Britney Spears when you were on our episode like a couple of years ago. And I'm like, this is wild. Yeah. So there's
I remember talking about Britney on your show. I remember talking about Jun Cook being the reincarnation of Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I made a really bold statement that's saying that all music is in 4/4 if you know how to count properly.
Oh,
You made my day. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I
Yeah.
just see all your faces right now are just like, oh, why did we bring Greg back to this?
Because it wouldn't be the same without
I'm happy
Greg.
that you're here and not on some special assignment somewhere like you had been.
You gotta. I'm sorry. That's confidential.
I can't talk about that. Sorry.
I will talk about it later. I got a little story
Okay.
for you. But
Okay, cool.
Ceases tells me that I shouldn't say anything.
Ceases gives you a cease and desist.
Yes, I did.
The old cease and desist.
Cease to exist.
That's what happens if he keeps talking about it.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So, we figured let's do a 90s music. It's a conspiracy. This special episode dug up a few facts on some different artists and trying to stay as true to the It's a Conspiracy classic method as we can.
Hooray.
Okay. Should I start with the first one?
Oh, you go right ahead. Absolutely. I didn't
It's
realize
your show.
Oh,
Yeah, you're in charge.
please do.
I just came here for the entertainment.
That's 4. Awesome.
Okay. Well, the thing I was first thinking of was the great, big, huge conspiracy that everybody still to this day questions. And that's 30 years ago this month was the death of Kurt Cobain.
Ooh. Wow.
Apparently
Well,
Sounds
by
real light.
conspiracy theories. So I'm out.
Was that one of yours?
No, I'm just kidding. So
Holy shit. Apparently by suicide, as it is recorded, but Kurt Donald Cobain was an American musician famous for being the guitarist, songwriter, and frontman for the rock band Nirvana. Courtney Michelle Love is an American singer-songwriter, best known for fronting her band Hole. That sounds dirty. And actress who is married to Kurt Cobain. The two celebrities wed in 1992 after only 4 months of dating. Cobain committed suicide by gunshot in 1994 after suffering from depression. His first suicide attempt was in Rome just 6 weeks earlier. That I didn't know.
yeah,
I
didn't he
didn't know-
overdose
yeah, I
on
didn't-
something?
I guess so.
AOD'd on like some medication they were giving him for depression.
Oh wow.
So this theory from Tom Grant states that Love was responsible for her husband's death. Grant was the private investigator that Courtney Love hired to find Cobain after the musician ran away from a rehabilitation center following his first suicide attempt. In the documentary called Soaked in Bleach, Grant claims that Cobain couldn't have pulled the shotgun's trigger because there was too much heroin in his system. Grant also believed the suicide note was fake. Fans were ready to accept that this theory was truth, but most were already upset by Love's release of her album Live Through This days after Cobain died. No postponement, nothing.
Strike while the iron's hot.
They believed that she hired a hitman to kill her husband because divorce was on the horizon. The Seattle Police Department and people close to Cobain, including the Nirvana manager Danny Goldberg, disagree with the theory. There have been many conspiracies regarding Kurt Cobain's emphatic rejection of his place in the music business in 1994, many of which have to do with his alleged murder. But we're not going there because Kurt is actually still alive.
Oh no, that's great. Good to hear.
And that he's hiding in plain sight. Okay. One school of thought that took root deep within Reddit, because Reddit is a source of strong truth, says that Kurt and Rivers Cuomo from Weezer are the same person.
Wow, that's
Continue.
If you need proof, Weezer once played a secret show under the name Goat Punishment, in which they performed nothing but Nirvana covers, including some very deep tracks. Who else would think of that but Kurt Cobain? What about that rumor that Rivers / Kurt was rehearsing with Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic for an appearance at Coachella?
Ooh.
Now we can keep going. The two bands share a biographer, who's also written books about U2, Springsteen, and a bunch of other musicians. Weezer and Nirvana were signed to the same record label. And what can you say about the fact that Weezer and Nirvana were never booked into recording studios or on tour at the same time?
Valid.
Yeah.
I dig it.
That's some hard evidence.
Now, there's some other Kurt is alive researchers out there, and they say that is nonsense. They say Kurt is living and performing in Peru under the name Ramiro Saavedra, who has been known to cover Nirvana songs on local TV. He's a doppelganger, apparently. The one big flaw in that argument is, that one and Rivers and Ramiro, they both play guitar right-handed. Kurt was a lefty.
He was a lefty.
Bam. So there you have it. That's all I got on the legend, Kurt Cobain.
Are we going to follow our format of holding on to opinions until the end? Because
Hell yeah.
I got some thoughts.
Now I gotta keep notes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Keep it in your pants, Greg. That's what they say. The police have asked you that many, many times.
they don't ask. They tell you.
Yeah, it's not a polite
it's not a
suggestion.
Excuse me, sir. Can you just not do that? It's
And it
more
pays real
or
quick,
less
Gary.
like put your fucking hands behind your back.
Well,
Menace to
Yeah.
society.
with that opening of the can of worms, that there's a couple thoughts that I have. I have a theory similar. My theory is this is a bit of a wandering title, but the time Paula Abdul was maybe in a plane crash that didn't happen, and she's okay, but not really.
This is amazing.
That's the name of the segment here. So Paula
She's
Abdul.
okay, but not really.
Well, you guys know who Paula Abdul is, right?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
She is an interesting artist. So, for
What was her
example,
last name?
I didn't realize that when we think of the movie American Beauty and the cheerleading scenes in that, she choreographed that.
Oh.
So she's involved in all kinds of things. So Paula Abdul, icon of the 80s, triple threat performer turned television fixture. She's like a host now on things like America's Got Talent, I think is the show she's on.
She was an American Idol judge for years.
American Idol, thank you, American Idol.
There you go.
She started off her incredible career as a cheerleader for the LA Lakers. Charlie, that's a basketball team.
I thought it was the Lakers.
Yeah, the La Lakers. No, it's
La
LA
Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah, you don't say it La. And she was later recruited by none other than the Jacksons to be their choreographer. So the people teaching the Jacksons how to dance. Man, that is something. She continued to choreograph, and she later got involved in movies, like I was saying, with American Beauty. And then shortly after that, she signed with Virgin Records because she wasn't just a singer. She wasn't just an actor. She was a dancer performer. She was that triple threat thing going on. And when she was in Virgin Records, she released a series of huge hits, including Straight Up, Forever Your Girl, Cold Hearted, and Opposites Attract. She is currently tied with Diana Ross for the third most chart toppers by a solo female artist of all time. And she married Billy the Kid, Emilio Estevez himself.
Nice.
Amazing. So, books bound in mahogany. She's kind of a big deal. That's what
a big deal.
No biggie, but she's a real big deal. Now, you guys may recognize her from the 80s. And then the weird thing is in the 90s, she kind of disappeared for a little while. There's this mysterious 7-year blank spot in her career. In 1992, she claims, this is her story, she boarded a 7-seater plane bound for Denver from St. Louis. And while they were flying over there was a massive malfunction in the air. The engines exploded. So in the middle of the flight, the engines just... and the plane had to crash into a field in Iowa. She crushed her cervical spine and was left partially paralyzed. However, the problem with this is that there are no records of the plane. There are no records of the passengers. There's no records of the captain. Iowa is not in between St. Louis and Denver. If you want to look at a map, Iowa is north. They would not go up north to drive over there or to fly over there. And this whole thing is something that I don't want to give my opinion on it, but that her claim hasn't been substantiated. I'm going to do my best Paula Abdul impression here.
But before you do, I just she's gone out on the record and said this is real.
This is where she was for the 90s, from 1992 to 1999. Okay. She's like, I can't possibly make it out. I was in a plane crash in 1992 and I'm stuck at home with the sniffles.
Is that Paula Abdul or Bjork?
This is Paula Abdul. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That was Bjork doing Paula Abdul.
You guys, this is me talking. This isn't a recording of Paula Abdul. Okay. So
okay.
I didn't have my seatbelt on and I hit my head on top of the plane. And then when I woke up, I withstood 15 cervical spinal surgeries and I had to take 7 years off. She said of the event a couple of years later when she was interviewed by Distractify. When it was pointed out that the details didn't quite add up, she conveniently changed a few of the narrative aspects. She cited confusion due to head trauma, and she urged reporters to check with the passenger and the crew, the other passengers and the pilot. And when they were like, okay, so who's the pilot? She's like, oh, I forgot, sorry. And they're like, okay, who was on the plane with you? She's like, I can't tell you. I can't, I'm sorry. And no news stories from the time covered the crash report. No National Transportation Safety Board record exists of any plane crash in that area within that time frame. So there's no records of this anywhere. In an interview with Yahoo Entertainment, Abdul explained that she didn't want to talk about the plane crash because it took so many years for her to rebuild her career afterwards. In an interview with Music News, she said, I was so afraid of being counted out and looked at as damaged goods. And as for how all of this managed to escape the notice of the press and the feds, Abdul has claimed that she was able to use her celebrity status to keep the story under wraps. So she's like, I'm so famous, I kept it quiet. Which,
But
right, okay, and that's an opinion. So we got to
son of a bitch.
because as many, there's probably people listening that are like, I don't remember hearing anything about that. But the 90s was riddled with people having plane crashes and plane accidents and all kinds of accidents. Charlie's had a couple of accidents himself. It's not a big
I
deal.
just had one right now. I'm still sitting in my accident.
So I have a secret theory on this that I will share towards the end because it kind of makes sense a little bit. But people like Patrick Swayze, did you guys know that Patrick Swayze was drunk? He was drinking wine while flying a plane, crashed into a field. So he lived.
He was flying the plane himself.
He was flying the plane drunk. And
but that's
right,
the
Denzel.
Sways, man. And the Sways can do what he wants.
It's the Sways. He probably, when they pulled him out of the wreckage, he probably just started ripping out voice boxes. Just
he walked
Into
away
the
from
old
the
Roadhouse.
explosion. He's walking away from the explosion behind him, and he said, "Roadhouse."
Roadhouse.
And then started doing Tai Chi because that's what calms everybody down.
Oh, so slowly while that Dirty Dancing song came on.
With the Chippendale.
I always forget how to say your name, but is it Aaliyah?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Okay, so Aaliyah is another example. She passed away, unfortunately. Harry Chapin, JFK Jr., Steve Allen, Dwayne Allman, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh, I know that. I think that was a helicopter, but I mean, an air incident.
Yeah.
And if this had happened, even in a small plane, there would be coverage of it. At the very least, even a small, like engines exploding on a passenger flight, there's going to be someone will have reported that to the National Transportation Board. Zero coverage, and she's never been able to get anyone else to corroborate the story, even though she's like, I was on the plane with 7 other passengers. Just ask them. I can't tell you who it is.
But ask them.
Ask them. Ask the pilot. I can't tell you who the pilot is. Now, her career has taken a turn to television. So she basically stopped recording and performing in 1992. And then around 1999, 2000, she sort of resurfaced and was on American Idol. Since then, there have been a number of incidents involving her that they're not like super bizarre on their own, but when you start piling things up, there seems to be kind of a narrative that emerges out of this. So for example, 2004, she drove into a fellow motorist on the roadway in Los Angeles, and she attempted to flee the scene, but the person that she hit was like, that's Paula Abdul. I'm going to take a picture of her. And like, I'm a big fan.
So tackling to the ground and like, hey, you just hit me with a car.
So she drove her, I think it was a Mercedes, into this person and then drove away. And the lady was like, I can't believe I just got hit by Paula Abdul. Then in 2005, she was diagnosed with having reflex sympathetic dystrophy, which she claims stems from a catastrophic cheerleading accident when she was 17. And people asked her, they were like, weren't you in a plane crash and left like partially paralyzed with like all kinds of stuff on your spine? And she's like, that has nothing to do with this. I was in a traumatic cheerleading accident when I was a kid. That's why I have reflex sympathetic dystrophy, which no one has to spell, but that's a big word. And I'm kind of proud of myself for saying that. In later years, after being accused of erratic behavior on the set of American Idol, she opened up and simultaneously denied allegations of addictions to painkillers and a number of other medications. So she's like, I've got a bit of a drug problem. I've got a bit of an attitude problem. I've never taken any drugs in my life. I don't know what you people are talking about. And it would change from interview to interview.
Oh.
So did it happen? There's no reports of the crash. The passengers have never been named. The pilot it's a secret, I guess. She's like, yeah, I can't tell you who it is, but just ask him or ask them. Women can be pilots too, Charlie.
Well, I didn't say anything.
There's look in your eye.
Your eyes said it all. 2024.
That's not true.
Really, the only hard evidence suggesting it happened is that she did in fact disappear from the public eye from roughly 1992 to 1999. So she was gone for a little while. And there's a couple of theories as to what happened. So one, maybe she made up the whole thing because she needed a little bit of a break. Okay, I'm not going to give my opinion on that. Second, and this is a popular theory that kind of is right up Greg's favorite alley, is that maybe she slipped into some kind of like alternate universe, had a plane crash, came back to ours, and it was like a portal to another dimension. She crashed her plane, messed up her cervical spine. I almost said cervix, not her cervix, her cervical spine. Her cervix is fine as far as I know. And then that would explain why no one remembers this happening. And then my personal theory is that, so do you guys remember a couple years ago when Harrison Ford was like crashing planes left and right?
Yeah.
What he does.
And she won't say who the pilot is. I think Harrison Ford was flying that plane with his little earring, and he's like, "Oh, I've had enough bad press over the years. I know Han Solo can't fly a plane." So maybe Harrison Ford was actually the pilot of the plane. Now, if there is a positive aspect of this, it's that she was able to sit out a few years, focus on her health without having to deal with all the negativity that often arises on the internet. This is kind of not pre-internet, but this is like everybody's on the internet with their opinions.
Right.
And the kind of amazing thing is she does not care if you don't believe her or if anybody doesn't believe her. So she's spoken about this quite a bit. And her quote is, "You know what? It's like there are 7 other people that were on that plane who were in that plane accident with me. So I really don't care what people have to say. I don't. It's like you learn and grow through wisdom and experience being in this business, especially with the internet. You can't take things personally, and things that resonate with you that can help you become better, the best version of yourself, you hold on to that and you work through that." So
that went sideways.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also
kind of wrap things up. She was maybe in a plane crash that did or didn't happen, and she's okay, but not really. That's
Greg, did you have a comment on that?
I was gonna say, wasn't she also known for like, using Mexican workers as like a table and chairs in the movie Bruno?
Ooh, I couldn't speak to that personally.
No,
Seen that
about that.
documentary.
Documentary. No, it's Sacha Baron Cohen. I have to be literal. Sacha Baron Cohen, amazing artist, I would say. I don't know if I would call him an actor or anything like such, or a comedian, because it's all shock value. But yeah, one of his characters, Bruno, who is a gay television host, ends up being interviewed by Paula Abdul, and he's literally got like Mexican workers that he's hired to like do his and I hate to use it like that, but that's exactly what it is. And they're like his chairs and tables. And she actually like is convinced that this is just like an art thing, and then feels so uncomfortable about it that she's just like, "I gotta go, I gotta leave, I gotta get out of here. This isn't real."
This isn't real. It's happening again.
Yeah, pretty much. Happening again. My God, what do you know?
Not again. Not
Anyway,
again.
that's Paula Abdul's very convincing story of a plane crash. So
Boom.
I'm glad you shared that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
that was new to
interesting.
me too. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right. Is this the time in the show where we talk about what?
Oh,
What are we drinking?
it's been a little while.
Oh man.
Okay, I was going to say Charlie.
Chonks, you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I am drinking a nice can of Mojo Mango Orange Ghost. There it is.
Ooh,
There's that
nice.
can art. It's some good gator art. Hold on, let me tell you about it. The mellow sweetness of mango and the citrusy tang of orange mingle with a pinch of salinity in this fruit-forward ghost. Celebrate the never-ending and elevate your mojo with Phillips Mojo Mango Orange Ghost.
You're drinking a ghost?
Yes.
I know you like to ghost.
Now,
He's
that's
a
a
right.
ghoster, isn't he?
I hate to be that guy, but like I actually just learned the other day that it's pronounced "gosay."
I don't know these things.
I didn't know it either, man. I just learned.
Gase, do you want me to do the whole thing again? I'll take
Do
it
the whole
again.
thing again with
No,
the
no,
proper
no,
pronunciation.
no.
But wait, there's more. Not only am I drinking a Mojo Mango Orange Gose, I have a sneaky little snack time snack
Oh, do you have a
that
snack time snack?
I've been holding on to since we recorded our last episode, so it's probably over its best before date.
Is this
Okay.
Swanson's dinner?
Longtime fan of the show, friend and fan of the show, Nate dropped off some bacon and cheese crickets.
Oh,
Crickets.
gross.
Crickets.
Cats. Yeah.
So I would be
So the
remiss
female ones?
You're going to eat it?
to not take this opportunity
Oh,
to
Charlie,
make
you're my
good
hero.
on a long-standing.
Okay.
I mean,
Can we get a video of this though? Just to.
we're
Oh,
recording
it's-
the whole thing.
Okay, we're recording video as well. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I
No.
can get the video, it'll be like, oh, I can't even post it on the Instagram.
So-
Is this going to be kind of like
There
jerky?
you go.
You know?
I think it's
Because it's
more akin
meat,
to-
but it's
more
dry.
akin to chips.
Yeah, they have like little eyes and wings.
Good
Still
shot
on.
of the box for you.
Yeah, I feel like the more we
The
talk,
box
the more
shots.
Charlie is like trying to talk himself out of it.
Oh, no, he's doing it.
Don't worry about this. This is all good.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
I mean, and
He's
since
done
I can't share, I can't pass the bag around. I mean,
Well,
And you know what?
COVID
He
and
can't
whatnot.
smell either, so he has no idea what it smells like.
smells like bacon and cheese. I think
You don't
I
even know what that
possibly.
smells like.
Possibly, I don't know. Well, let's find out. Let's find out what it tastes like. Bottoms up.
Oh wow,
He's doing the whole bag.
There he goes.
Oh.
my man.
Like a champ.
Crunchy.
Thank you for that.
Mmm.
That's a slow clap. I'm
Mm.
impressed.
Really? Just tastes like chips.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like puffy
Chips.
chips.
Chips with wings and eyeballs.
Chips with wings and eyeballs.
and little beaks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, so there you go. That's how you
Um,
start off what are we drinking / snack time.
A bit of a
Yeah.
throwdown. Bit of a gauntlet.
Follow that.
just might as well
Really
fucking
raised the bar.
end it right there.
Greg's like, I also have
what
a
am I
big bag of
drinking?
bugs.
It doesn't really matter anymore. This dude just ate crickets. So
Wash it down with some gosse. Yeah.
In my It's a Conspiracy brand mug.
Mm.
yes.
Oh, by the way, Chonks, tell us about your print and design company while you're
Drinking
while you're at
while
it.
I drink this, wash down the crickets
Mhm.
with the swig of my Gose and my It's a Conspiracy brand mug, which you can still find, I'm pretty sure, at screamfamily.com. We'll get you sorted. We got all kinds of merch over there, including this It's a Conspiracy shirt, which you can go and still get if you're just going through some dope nostalgia, listening to old episodes of It's a Conspiracy. You want to wear the merch, you got to go get it. Screamfamily.com. We'll get you sorted.
Beautiful.
I'll miss it.
That's the kind of quality content we're doing today.
That is amazing.
Ugh.
Yeah. Let's go to Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
Top
about you,
that, Greg.
Bye. Shit. I'm just kidding. I go. I'm gonna have to stick around with something that's tried and true in our group here, and I'm drinking the Sea Change Vipera Italian
Ooh.
Pills, and it has one of the coolest cans I've
Hell
ever
yeah.
seen.
Shout out to Pete from Sea Change for doing that.
No kidding.
Yeah, like that is one of the
Beautiful.
wickedest. It's just like an old school, like new wave American tattoo of like a snake, and it's amazing. But the
Beautiful.
beer itself, like there's like I can read it about it for you one sec here. Just this is crushed beers, not dreams. Beer and then beer in French. 473 milliliters, 4.7% alcohol. Ingredients: water, malt, hops, and yeast.
Thanks.
Vegan friendly. So obviously a lot of cool stuff you just learned right there.
Boom.
No, if it like it does beer taste like if you had never drinking beer and imagine what it tasted like.
Sea Change is
I
a
like that.
beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful brewery.
They are.
Absolutely.
Located right here in the great state of Alberta. I mean, the great.
Well, they have 2 locations. They have actually 3 locations now that they've got their Shitties location is
Shitties.
opening very,
Ooh,
very
shitties are great.
yeah, and it's
Nice.
like an off. It's a cooler, but you can also get Sea Change stuff there. Amazing.
If you tried that orange drink, shitties,
Yep,
it tastes like
that's-
McDonald's orange drink.
That's it.
It
That's
tastes
the
just like
one.
McDonald's. Yep,
That's the go-to.
That's classic.
and it's got some personality pop in it, so it's not just drinking the orange juice, but it makes you a fun, enjoyable person to be around.
Finally.
and to 1-up Charlie on the what are we eating?
Yeah, what do you got? What are you
I'm gonna
snacking
try and chew one of my toenails off. I'm just kidding. No, it's
That's
a great beer. It's a
Patreon content.
That's
great
right.
company. Go CC Change. And yeah, check out my Patreon, Only Hams.
All right.
If I'm gonna share mine here, can I don't know if I can share at the moment. Can I share?
I can allow this.
Oh,
Hold
thank
on.
you.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Oh, now we can stick that song in.
Sharing is caring, and that's what I do. I care about you. Sharing is caring, and that's what I do. I care about you.
I think you should be able to now.
I can. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that,
Mm-hmm.
for sharing and being a friend. Okay. So Next 5 Brewing is a little brewery in Devon, Alberta, which is right outside of Edmonton, kind of out by the Leduc, Nisku, the airport area. It's a really cool little brewery. Very, like they've got a whole bunch of different kind of beers on tap
Oh,
here.
wow.
So
Yeah.
10 beers on tap. The one that I tried last week was this grade A pale ale 5.2%. And it was phenomenal. They also do a couple of ciders and the can art. So you guys can see the screen here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to the front. They don't have each can on like by itself, but
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the owners does this art here. And like, look at that. If that doesn't kind of pique your interest, then I don't know what to tell you. Because
I think I've definitely seen this around. Huh.
and when you go inside, it's a really cool place. Like they have like a bunch of tables set up inside. They have live music sometimes, and they like have like old 80s video games and stuff like that. So very, very cool, very crushable.
What's really appealing to me is that name, Low Ambition Lager.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the one that spoke to me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does talk to the heart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was the dilly dally that kind of, don't dilly dally.
You
Shut
were
up,
the
Dilly
last
Dally
one to
was
join
good.
us here, yeah.
The nice thing, actually, the thing I was going to mention with these guys is that if you go and get a like 4-pack from them, that's something that I haven't seen other breweries do. But you can get like, I'll have 1 can of this, 1 can of that, one of that,
Mix and
one of that.
match.
You can mix and match. So that's very cool. You could get 2 Low Ambitions, a Dilly Dally, and a Dark Era, and then have a great time at home by yourself.
Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Heaven is a place on earth. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
This has been a great segment. And I've been trying to get into these seltzers. Okay. And there's so many options for seltzers out there. But to me, I always find they just kind of taste like static. Like
static
Yeah.
water, yeah.
Yeah, it just tastes like there's some flavor there somewhere in the distance.
Spicy water.
Yeah. But it tastes
Yeah.
like bubbles. Like the bubbles get in the way of any kind of
like trying to watch a porno on pay-per-view that you didn't pay for back in the day.
That's exactly it. That
Was that
should
a
be
boom?
the label.
It's like the old Super Channel. Greg isn't gonna know what we're talking about here. This is like pre-internet, but like trying to get a glimpse of what's happening between the scrambled screen.
I think it's a boob.
Yeah.
Saw boob.
I had like Bell TV, like satellite TV, man. There was like that one movie channel that had like
Listen.
at 2 in the morning, instant porn, like instant.
That David Duchovny stuff was pretty porn too.
That's some Red Shoe Diaries.
Californication. Or...
Pre-California.
No, X-Files. What were you thinking? The
I was born in 2004. Give me a break.
so I kind of like this one called Neutral, Nutrl, Neutral, and
Neutral?
Natural.
Neutral, and I kind of like the pamplemousse flavor.
Pamplemousse.
Nice.
Yeah, grapefruit. All it says on the front for details, it says made by distillers. So there you have it.
There you go. Boom. Neutral. So neutral.
At least mine had ingredients on it.
Wow. Made by distillers.
Yep.
Made by real people in a place.
100 calories per can. Can't go
Nice.
wrong. Delicious.
Boom.
Or
Done.
the closest you can get to delicious without sugar.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. We got another conspiracy.
We
don't
do.
Who do we want to, who wants to go next?
Who's going
We've
next?
got a Charlie Scream Monster of the Week with Charlie Scream.
You want to do that? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it. Let's roll. Let's roll.
All
In a
right.
minute, but
I'll clear the throat. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Sick of hearing those crickets rattle around in your mouth.
been a minute since I got to say this, but welcome back to Charlie Scream's Monster of the Week, where I pick a different monster, either mythical, supernatural, or paranormal, and give it the classic X-Files solo episode attention and respect that it deserves. Got it? Good. Now, this being an episode of Dope Nostalgia, I went and found a classic cryptid that rose to fame in the 90s.
Nice.
That's right. Today, we're talking about Bat Boy.
Ooh. Okay.
Fat boy.
In the bizarre and sensational world of tabloid journalism, few characters have captured the imagination quite like the half-bat, half-human, all-hunk Bat Boy. Debuting in the pages of the Weekly World News on June 23rd, 1992, Bat Boy quickly became a pop cultural phenomenon, captivating readers with his strange and sensational tales. The highly reputable and always factual newspaper quoted a zoologist who speculated that Bat Boy was the offspring of creatures living deep in the earth, originally human, who had adapted to living in the dark. He was described as standing 2 feet tall, weighing 19 pounds, with oversized amber eyes and ears like satellite dishes. Now, the story of Bat Boy begins in a remote cave in West Virginia, the same area that brought us such classic cryptids as Mothman and the Flatwoods Monster, where a group of spelunkers stumbled upon a shocking discovery. There, hidden deep within the darkness, discovered by Dr. Ron Dillon in a hellhole cave in the Allegheny Mountains of West Virginia, they found a creature unlike anything they'd ever seen before, a half-human, half-bat hybrid. News of the discovery spread like wildfire. And soon the world was introduced to Bat Boy. He was reportedly dangerous to humankind because he had sharp teeth and drank blood through a crazy straw. Yeah, that's right, a crazy straw. Stories of Bat Boy were quick to gain popularity in the Weekly World News, and readers couldn't get enough of his exploits. They read in wonder as he escaped from those who had found him in the cave, were astonished when he was recaptured, only to escape time and time again. They rejoiced as he fell in love. And in the year of 2000, Bat Boy got into politics when he was reported as endorsing Al Gore for president of the United States. Bat Boy's adventures knew no bounds. His iconic image graced magazine covers and inspired a wide range of merchandise from T-shirts to action figures. And even though the Weekly World News may have folded, Bat Boy's legend lives on in the dark corners of the internet and the hearts of fans worldwide. His story continues to captivate and intrigue. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a beacon of the extraordinary, Bat Boy's legacy endures, reminding us of the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of our understanding. Beyond the pages of the tabloids, Bat Boy's influence extend into pop culture. He was mentioned in shows like The Simpsons and American Dad. His likenesses was even featured in the off-Broadway production Bat Boy the Musical, ensuring that his legend would endure for years to come. And there you have it, dear listeners, the strange and wondrous tale of Bat Boy, a creature born from the depths of imagination and propelled into the realm of legend. And yes, he was absolutely 100% real. Back to you, Naomi.
Wow. That done. Well done. I really loved that.
Bow to the master.
I miss doing those segments.
Yeah, that is fun.
I feel touched. I feel like we just touched each other in a weird way.
Talked about that, Greg, earlier. We talked about that. So
Remember what the cop said.
Yeah,
Gosh,
exactly.
Yeah. That's what he told me. It was weird. Anyway.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, friends. I kind of miss getting those messages on my answering machine like we used to back in the day. What I'd really love is to hear from you, the listeners of Dope Nostalgia. This is your chance to be on the show, giving feedback, telling us what you love, what you hate, and who you'd like to see more of. Call us at our new toll-free number 1-888-741-9192. Leave us some feedback. Your message could be played on the show. So give us a call, 1-888-741-9192. Toll free.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Campanelli and you're listening to the Dope Nostalgia Podcast.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a Conspiracy is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network and happily powered by ATB.
We are a bi-weekly podcast that aims to discuss selected conspiracy theories, alternative accounts, legends, myths, and more without coloring the topic with our conversation, until the very end of the episode.
We also feature beer reviews, lame jokes, bad puns, far too many 80s movies references, geek culture, and general nerdery.
Our real aim is for fun, inclusive content that doesn't take itself too seriously.
You don't have to be blisteringly paranoid of mind control to enjoy a chin wag with your old pals, Greg, Charlie, Andrew, the Irish Madman, and our podcast puppies, Kylo and Ren.
It's a Conspiracy is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network powered by ATB.
Food, folks, and fun.
Ronald!
Want to come and sing my new song? Food, folks, and fun.
Food, folks, and fun.
You know the one.
McDonald's for food, folks, and fun. It's food, folks, and fun.
Food, folks, and fun.
Food, folks, and fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
You know the one. McDonald's for food, folks, and fun. You know the one. McDonald's for food, folks, and fun.
Ronald McDonald in Cheeseburger Chase.
Let's play a fun computer game.
Oh boy, I love these games.
Gotta get Hamburger through the maze.
There he is. Hamburglar's just standing there. That's no fun. I know a way to make Hamburglar run.
Cheeseburger.
Rebel, rebel, rebel.
Food, folks, and fun. Food, folks, and fun. Another one is McDonald's.
Hamburglar's always game for a McDonald's cheeseburger.
McDonald's. Food, folks, and fun.
I think that leads nicely into a Mandela moment.
Let's go.
Dang.
Mandela Minute.
Okay, I haven't done a Mandela moment in like forever, so it's been new for me. It's a few years for me, but
Gotta be a bunch of new ones.
yeah, there's got to be a bunch of new ones because there's I don't know how many trillions of universes out there. But ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard of the Mandela Minute? It's that intriguing phenomenon where collective memory seems to play tricks on us. One of the most famous involves a supposed movie starring comedian Sinbad as a genie. And yes, you heard that right, a genie. Now you might be wondering, wait, why did Sinbad play a genie in a movie? The truth is, he never did. But that's where things get fascinating. Many people distinctly remember a film called Shazaam, featuring Sinbad as a wisecracking genie who granted wishes to kids. It's a vivid memory for so many, yet this movie doesn't exist. At least not in our reality. All right. So why do so many people have false memory? Some people believe it's in the case of the Mandela effect, named after Nelson Mandela, where large groups of people remember something that didn't actually happen. They swear they saw Sinbad in a genie outfit, granting wishes and getting into all sorts of comedic antics. But let's dig a little bit deeper here, people. Where did this misconception come from? Well, Sinbad himself has joked about it, even donning a genie costume for skits to play along with the idea. It's become a quirky part of pop culture lore, blurring the lines between reality and imagination. Now imagine if Shazam were a real movie. Picture Sinbad with his trademark humor and larger-than-life personality stepping into the role of a genie. The premise itself is pure comedic gold. Sinbad in a genie outfit, popping out of a lamp, and maybe getting his magic all tangled up. Come on, you guys can see it. It's fascinating how these false memories take root and become so vivid in our minds. Maybe it taps into our love for fantastical stories and childhood nostalgia, or perhaps it's a testament to Sinbad's charisma as a comedian, leaving an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. So the next time you find yourself reminiscing about Sinbad in a genie movie that never was, remember the Mandela Minute. It's a reminder of how quirky and mysterious memory can be, and how our minds can weave tales that blur the lines between fact and fiction. And who knows, maybe one day someone will make Shazam a reality. Until then, let's embrace the magic of the Mandela Minute and cherish the fantastical stories, whether they're real or just a trick of the mind. That's what I got.
Hey,
What a good
That was-
choice.
hell yeah.
Because I am one of the victims of this. Absolutely.
I
Oh,
I
I-
for sure remember it too.
Absolutely. The poster for it. Like he was cross-legged, floating in the air with like bright yellow pants on.
Well,
Absolutely.
Hey, man, like I said, being born in 2004, I was not,
not privy.
predicated to all these experiences
No,
you guys
This was like when
claim to
Jurassic
have
Park came out.
in
like,
some
oh,
different reality
Yeah, man.
where Charlie's the most consistent reality.
it's wild.
The ground zero reality. Yep.
Greg, you were so good at that. We got to do a double dose of Greg right now.
Double
It's
down.
time.
Oh,
That's right.
oh,
It's time.
Moments of Greg.
So I did a lot of research on this one, and by research I mean I talked to a computer. It told me all about this story about a kid named Gregory who was born in 1991, or sorry, what was it?
That's not true.
2004. My bad. The story's called Gregory's Time Leap, and if you're not ready for it, you fucking better get ready. Once upon a time in the year 2004, there was a boy named Gregory who lived in a bustling city with his family. Gregory was curious and a bright young boy, always dreaming of space and far-off galaxies. Little did he know his life was about to take a most extraordinary turn. It all began with a universal pandemic. A mysterious illness spread across the stars, threatening life as we knew it. To protect young Gregory, scientists devised a daring plan using incredible technology. They sent Gregory back in time, way back to the year 1991. Gregory found himself waking up in a small town in 1991, confused and disoriented. He soon realized he had been adopted by a kind family who welcomed him with open arms. His new parents, John and Sarah Connor, were loving and caring. They did not know Gregory's true origin, but they cherished him nonetheless. As Gregory grew up in the 1990s, he never forgot his real home in the future. He excelled in school, especially in science and technology. He was really handsome as well. Gregory's passion for stars remained strong, and he often imagined that what the future held. One day, while exploring his adoptive father's old laboratory, Gregory stumbled upon a dusty time machine. With his knowledge of future tech, Gregory managed to reactivate it. To his amazement, the time machine powered up and showed readings of current universe in chaos due to the pandemic. Realizing he held the key to saving the future, Gregory embarked on a mission. He teamed up with his childhood friends, now equipped with futuristic gadgets he had actually built. Together, they journeyed through time and space, facing challenges and dangers. The determination and bravery, Gregory and his friends uncovered the source of the pandemic. A rogue alien virus accidentally released from a faraway starship. Oh, wow, this ChatGPT really made this really good. Using their knowledge of both past and future science, they devised a cure and spread it across the universe. Through his adventures, Gregory learned the importance of family, friendship, and never giving up on your dreams. He realized that even in a different time, he could make a difference. In the end, Gregory returned to his true time, the year 2004, but he never forgot the lesson he learned in the past. His experience shaped him into a young hero who continued to explore the mysteries of the universe. And so, Gregory's time leap not only saved the universe, but also showed him that home is not just a place, it's where your heart and dreams reside. The end. And that's how I was born in 1991.
Boom. I'm gonna clap for that.
Yeah. There you go. Very nice.
Everything makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
It really truly does. So thank you for that. I think it'd be a good time to go to get our opinions.
Or opinions. Let's get our
Opinion
opinions.
Mhm.
Opinion time, opinion time. Hey, everybody, it's opinion time. Opinion time, opinion time. All you motherfuckers, it's opinion time.
So the first theory we talked about today was Kurt Cobain, and it was kind of a double whammy because it was about Courtney killing Kurt, or is he still alive? Yeah, let's start with Greg.
Greg's raised his
I
hand.
volunteered. I feel this is like a prestige movie where he has a brother, and he, like if you've ever watched The Prestige, I think it's with Christian Bale and Wolverine,
Mhm.
and there's twins. So he's got a twin brother.
Spoilers.
And the movie's from like 2009. Even I saw it at 3 years old. Come on, let's go. But it's like a prestige thing where he's just pretending. He's like, yeah, this is the biggest trick in music history, and nobody will believe it. Here we go.
So you're saying like the guy that actually shot himself was like Burt Cobain, and like Kurt.
No, he's
Kurt somewhere else.
he's the guy from Weezer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, that
Burt-
makes more
Burt
sense.
Cobain.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's got like a twin brother, and they both did the same thing. But they're like, what if we just pretended to be the same person and just fuck with everybody? That's why they had so many drummers back in the day, because it was just like, oh, I like this guy. And then the twin would come in and be like, this guy sucks. Get him out of here. and then they both met Dave Grohl, and they were like, yeah, this is okay. We can do
This guy's all right. Let's keep him around.
Mhm.
I think you're high.
That's a very plausible theory. Yeah,
You
sure.
think I'm high?
Yeah.
I know I'm high.
Are you?
I know
Naomi,
I'm high.
Are you cool? Like,
We need to, I'm high. I'm high on the information we're about to get from everybody.
Mm,
But no,
truly.
I always it's hard to say with those types of like stars. Continue, Andrew. Looks like you're about to say something.
Well, I mean, Kurt Cobain, from day one, like he struggled with substances. He was in just a steady stream of complicated relationships. Courtney Love just being one of those. He wanted to call the album In Utero, I Hate Myself and I Want to Die. He talked about suicide, and I mean, in everything from their first album on, like it was a constant stream with him. He was not well. He completely, like it fits so perfectly that someone struggling with mental health and substance issues ends up taking their own life. Like it's a classic, money doesn't buy you everything, doesn't buy you happiness. And he had everything. I think if he'd lived, I think he probably would have retired, maybe vanished a little bit. But when people are like, oh, he was murdered, Courtney Love probably should have postponed her album, but really that was all ready to go. I mean, probably.
that could be the record label deciding that they were going to make bank on that too, right?
That might not even be her.
And they
Yeah,
did. So.
but there's always people that are like, oh, she did it, and I don't mean she is in Courtney Love. I mean she is in, like, people are freaked out when there's like a Yoko Ono kind of situation. They're like, oh, it must have been her. She did it, and it's like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's just everything about the guy. He, it's sad because he's a big hero of mine, but he completely was a very troubled person who it makes sense that he would have taken his own life. It's sad, but especially the big thing is that he had a little kid who's now like 30 something.
She's like older than he is.
Yeah, like she's lived longer than he has. And there's a theory, by the way, the 27 Club. That's one that'd be perfect for the next. But like that poor girl had to grow up without a dad, and probably without much of a mom. And I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I think she was taken away from Courtney Love a number of times. So, and as for Rivers Cuomo, like, that's not Kurt Cobain. I love Weezer, but like that is ridiculous. So
I said twin brothers. They don't have to look alike. Come on, man.
But they're the same guy, because Rivers Cuomo sang a Nirvana song with like, no, yeah. I played a banjo one time. That doesn't make me Kermit the Frog, right? Like you can't, it's not, there's a little more to it than that.
Who hasn't covered a Nirvana song?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
I don't know, Andrew.
He played with
Andrew.
Chris Novoselic and Dave Grohl. So even
He
Paul
did play in, what was it, Sandy?
Yep.
Whatever, yeah.
Paul McCartney's dead
They were
anyways.
fucking
And-
good though.
Or Paul McCartney's doppelganger played with Chris Novoselic.
And Paul
Yeah,
McCartney's
same.
left-handed too, so he's
Oh, there you go. It's closer.
Oh, so you're saying Paul McCartney's Kurt Cobain? Do we?
Yes.
This is their last three.
I could be saying that.
And they both shop at the Leftorium. You say left is rain.
That was
Yeah,
beautiful.
Chunky, what do you think, buddy?
I mean, I don't think that. I mean, there's no reason why this couldn't all just be a fake, a faked thing, just to get him out of the limelight, and then, he's just on some tropical beach somewhere,
Like a
sipping
witness
Mai Tais
protection?
with Elvis Presley.
Mhm.
Like a witness protection kind of thing, but like
That's
no
right.
witness, but no protection or witnesses.
That's right. No witness protection.
Oh yeah, they went and saw the vacuum guy from Breaking Bad. And then just
That's right. They
disappeared.
just
Oh,
they got new names, and they're just different identities, and you don't think about it because you don't know what island they're on. You don't know which tropical beach they're hanging out on. So
Man, I want the Hoover Max 3000 then. Let's go.
that's all I got for this one.
and mine's short and sweet on this one too. Is I think he's dead.
Boom. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
who killed him?
Too soon.
Too soon.
I don't know much about what heroin does except for what I've seen on TV, like in movies and stuff, where apparently like you're just like floating in outer space or some weirdness, But like, would he be able to shoot himself in the head? I think so.
Yeah, people have talked quite a bit about this because the amount he had in his body
But
would have
think
prevented
about
him
the
from
amount that he
operating
was used to having in his body.
Exactly.
And
How much was he used
operating.
to? And I mean, he
All drug addicts do that.
yeah,
Mhm.
he also it doesn't kick in immediately. So that is a thing. Like that is a thing. The fact that he had so much in his system and he was able to operate a shotgun. But
And he'd already attempted, so I'm gonna
he'd
go. With,
attempted a number of times. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's move on to the Paula Abdul plane crash theory.
Oh, here we go.
Can I speak on this
That
one
is
first? Would that be all
Please
right?
do. I was going to invite
Oh,
you to
please,
say like, you probably know more about the rest about
This one,
the rest of us.
this one was really mind blowing to me as a person. I was a little girl who grew up loving Paula Abdul. And I saw her live in 92 on her Spellbound tours, which is the same year that she apparently disappeared from the limelight. So she
Was
must have
on
done
that
that
tour.
shortly after that tour. Does she still talk about this?
She still does all the time. Like the most recent interview with her that I was quoting from, the links will be in the description,
Mhm.
was from like 2022. Like she's still like, just ask the passengers. I can't tell you who they are. It was Harrison Ford flying that plane.
The only thing I have to put a hole in your theory is the fact that she did release an album in 1995 called Head Over Heels or Head Over Feet or something like that.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. So
interesting.
she did do
Was-
an album. It was actually like had singles released and all of that. So where's she doing that from? Did she go? She probably didn't go on tour to support it. So maybe it was just a cover to make sure the people not ask where she is.
Are you sure that that it wasn't just all vaguely about, like the whole album wasn't written about head over heels, like the plane crash?
Promotion of the
Okay, she was.
Yeah, just head over heels, And then if you go back, have you read those lyrics?
I should do a deep dive into the lyrics, yes. But yeah, no, she was doing her thing, but maybe it was a cover, and you can sing with a cervical spine injury, I'm sure,
Well, the other thing was, and I didn't want to get into this, and I'm sorry to step on a point. I missed out one little thing, was that in 1994 she publicly stated that she was suffering from bulimia,
Mhm.
and that kind of also fits in with like, I need a mental health couple years.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah. So I'm surprised that this was the route she took. I don't think that the plane crash happened, but hey, I'm meeting her this summer.
Oh,
So I'm just like, geez, I don't think I'm going to ask her about it.
dude.
ask her.
I'll just say, how's your cervical spine?
Invite one of us. We'll ask.
I would absolutely. I would love to be like, hey, like, how come, just have you been on a plane since? Like, do you like to fly? Or are you still feeling?
So did you fly to get here today, Paula?
Do you
Yeah.
first class or business? Like, what's your staff?
There's an in there. You could be like, oh, what do you think airplane food? What about that time that you made up that plane crash Hey,
She's never gonna come on this
yeah,
podcast.
no, I don't think Paula Abdul's gonna come on.
Oh
but
my goodness.
Yeah.
I was going to ask her. Then she listens to this.
This is
She'll make us
Patreon.
a
The
Paula
Patreon only.
guys.
Yeah, this is where you cut this off. Oh my lord.
All right. Gregory, talk to me. What do you think about this Paula conspiracy?
Well, my whole thing, but and Andrew said it the best, is just like she's like, I don't like nobody talks about this and nobody knows, but she's like the only one who talks about it, but says she doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she just can't keep her goddamn mouth shut. Like
Well, to be fair,
not only
people
that,
ask
I'm
her
sorry,
about it.
but like, well, people ask her about it, but then like you're easy. It's like I plead the fifth. Like you're in
Yeah.
America, or you could just be like, I said publicly I don't want to talk about this. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
It seems like she just keeps feeding the fire, and I'm not saying the internet is the be all and end all of anything. Like there's so many conspiracies about the internet not even being real. The like information that's being is just information that we are not smart enough to go to a library and actually look at a book that was printed 100 years ago and actually check out the information.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's my only thing. I don't know, man. If she did, that's a crazy thing to happen to somebody. Super traumatic, but I don't believe it for sure.
Maybe it was a dream.
Fever dream.
But then just be like, I had a dream, and then I had to like recover from
doesn't-
that dream for 7 years.
But she doesn't realize it was a dream.
Chunky, what do you think, buddy?
I'll believe it when I see the black box.
Oh, you're
Show
right.
us the black box.
Why don't they just make the whole plane out of that black box stuff? Why do they?
Man. How about that Bat Boy, guys?
He was absolutely 100% very real.
I
Yeah,
love it. That bad boys. I was at a play.
Mhm.
He's real.
Mhm.
I saw him. He showed up.
Can we share a picture of Bat Boy? Because like this
Mhm.
needs to be seen. I just love the ears like
Please.
satellite dishes.
Please do. I'm picturing
Sure.
that News
I
of
can-
the World tabloid and him being on the front
Weekly
cover.
World
I've
News.
never
Yeah,
seen
for
it.
sure.
The last time I saw him, I was in university, and he was dressed up for his political interview and looking a little older, a little more dapper. And I was like, wow, this Bat Boy is now Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Bat
Working on
boy,
it.
like that boy, or
Yeah. Also, Bat Boys, I feel like that, they would probably need to clarify that for like the people working on baseball teams. They'd be like, we don't mean that Bat Boy. We're talking about the,
yeah.
MC Hammer was a Bat Boy.
Oh, was he really?
Yep.
Would he
For the
dance
Oakland
up to the
Days.
bats?
There you go.
Look at that.
Oh, doesn't he live on White Ave?
I thought he was going to be hairier.
Yeah. And
He's
he,
just a bald little dude. I mean, I guess, at the time when they started the whole Bat Boy, thing, when they found him, he was only about 10 years old, So that's
Well,
why he was Bat Boy and not Batman.
He's more than like 2 pounds. He's at least 30 now.
Bad
yeah,
boy,
no,
he's
bad
put on
boy.
he's put on some
What you
weight. from
gonna
now.
do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Right?
Bat Boy. Yeah.
He's gonna put on sunscreen because he fucking hates the sun.
Now, how do I stop sharing?
There's a
Ghost.
little,
There's a lot of
Ghost.
tabs there, big guy.
Woo!
I love checking out what your tabs are instead of
What do we
looking at
got
the
here?
actual picture.
yeah.
I mean, they're all Bat Boy tabs. So,
Yeah.
so
That says
stop looking at those.
Bad Boy Club. What is that?
Yeah. I don't know how to stop sharing.
There is literally a rectangle that says stop sharing.
We've made
I
Charlie
don't see it.
We've made Charlie
Uh,
nervous.
Oh, I didn't
For all
mean
your
to
IT
shut it
needs,
though.
talk to Charlie. He can.
How do
I haven't done this
how do
for a minute.
How do I make you stop?
All right,
Yeah.
so I think we're all in agreement that Bad Boy is the best.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
And absolutely for sure 100% real.
And real.
Yeah, and
The
real,
best
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
real.
There's really no way of me to help stop you from sharing, except for sharing my own.
Yeah, share
Charlie,
your own. Get me out of
No,
this.
that I don't want to. Okay,
Charlie,
fine.
you used to be
Fine, fine.
in charge of this crap. What's going
Yeah,
on here,
yeah.
man?
I had a year or so off of doing it.
He's had a little of that go say, and now he's forgotten how
Too
to
much go say.
Too much go say.
It's
Yeah.
go say right to my head.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh my
yay.
God.
Holy jeez.
Whoa, good
Ooh.
God.
All right.
Okay. The final one was
Was it
the Shazam.
Shazam?
Shazam. Yeah.
You know, here's
Our Mandela Minute.
Okay.
why don't
I will say one thing before anybody gets started, and I hate to interrupt you. Sorry, Charlie. But there was a movie with Shaquille O'Neal that was called Kazam.
yeah, that's not what anyone's
That's different.
thing with it. Yeah, it's a different
The
thing.
other one is different, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Kazam happening. I remember it was terrible. It is. I remember the poster with Sinbad. I remember going to the movies and seeing it and people were talking about it, and it was like, oh, that guy, like he's kind of funny.
It was better than Man of Steel, you know, like
Hey,
Steel.
The other-
don't
the
talk
other-
smack
Steel.
about Cavill.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
no.
no. There's a legit movie with Shaquille O'Neal called The Man of Steel.
No, it's called
Oh, okay.
Steel. It's called
Steel.
Steel. It's not called the
Steel.
Man of Steel. And it's the one of the superhero or Superman after Superman died thing. That's a terrible movie, but yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. No, the thing with Sinbad. Normally, I completely like the Mandela Minute stuff. Like I love listening to them. They're really fun to learn about. But I'm like, that's not real, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember that poster. Like I have a clear memory of it. And one time we were talking about it on the podcast, and Charlie was like, "Yeah, he's wearing yellow pants, and like the letters were written with like yellow with like little gold on the outside or whatever." And like we saw the same thing. There's a lamp on the bottom.
It's not real.
I know.
Why
But
is there this picture of
because
Sinbad?
because Sinbad actually involved himself in some of the jokes. He started to post stuff. Or
Oh.
with him,
gotta lean into it now. Yeah.
Like he leaned into it because he thought it was hilarious. He's like, "Why do people think I did this movie?"
So my biggest thing about this is whether or not it happened. It totally did. But whether or not it happened, you know it did. Why wouldn't they in a world where they're constantly rebooting and restarting and digging up things and using, why don't they just make it or make it again, as is the case?
Okay, like so as you guys are like into like, I've seen this, I know it exists. That's how I feel about the Bernstein Bears.
Yes.
Berenstain Bears, yeah.
Bernstein Bears. It was not
It's the
Stain.
Steen.
yeah.
It was Steen Bears.
It was
They lied.
Bernstein. Like that is
Berenstain
the
Bears.
fucking universe that I grew up in. I stand by it. I hate that it's not what I remember.
These were books, and we could read, okay? And we read Steen.
I have my whole collection, and they all say Stain, and it's supposed to say Stein. It's the Bernstein Bears. Like it was not the Bernstein.
Mhm.
That was an E, not an A. Like,
This one really pisses me off.
It drives everybody crazy, but
yeah. But I do love the Shazam one. It's the one that most people talk about the most because they're like, I guarantee that actually happened, and it never did. You know?
yeah. I even remember how it wasn't spelled like Shazam the superhero. It had like an extra A, probably to avoid copyright reasons.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Shazaam.
Shazam.
Well, that's how they spelled Kazam.
Yeah.
Kazaam or 2 a.m.
That's so many A's. Cause
I said, hey, it's a New York pizza.
Wasn't this fun?
This was fun. This is great. But that Shazam one always drives me crazy because I'm a skeptic, but I know I saw that poster. Like and the fact that other people have been like they've described it, and I'm like, yeah, that's.
Okay, I know Sinbad. I know Sinbad more for that movie than I do from his role on A Different World.
I was trying to think what the show was called. A Different World.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The movie didn't exist. Okay, I have a theory that just came to me. It was like, what if this is the biggest joke of all time and Sinbad is behind it?
I mean, he's a comedian, right? He's a comedy genius.
Literally, just that it was like, well, racist from history, and nobody will know.
It's the big bit.
I'd stick to the lie till you die.
I mean, yeah. Again, like I don't know why they don't just actually make it or remake it or make it again. You know, make it again for the first time. I mean, what's he doing nowadays, anyways?
American Dad was the last thing I think I saw him on.
Well, I mean, come on.
Whatever
the money's
they,
just sitting there.
What if one day we think about Michael Jordan in Space Jam and we find out it was actually Dennis Rodman?
Totally. Absolutely. And everyone would be like, what?
No one would believe that though.
Yeah. Actually,
Scottie Pippen. It was Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, yeah. There you go,
That's
Scottie
better,
Pippen.
yeah.
That's more believable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I read this thing the other day with and I know we're getting running out for time, but OJ Simpson apparently was James Cameron's first choice for the Terminator.
The Terminator, yeah.
Yeah. And
the juice.
And there was a lot of people that were like, I don't know if this guy could like convincingly portray like a homicidal sort of death machine. And it's like, wow, that thought didn't age too well. But
dude,
yeah.
the gloves just don't fit, you know, like
yeah. So I guess he's off the hook. Yeah.
Not just his buckets of blood everywhere on the crime scene. No, it didn't mean shit.
Yep.
The gloves didn't fit. Don't worry, man.
And his like, I'm gonna run away and like threaten to take my own life with this like bag of cash that I happen to have in this vehicle.
Totally.
If you
And
want
then
to,
somehow wrote a book about like if I did it.
If I did it.
okay, the author, his ghostwriter for that book, thinks he did it.
Yeah,
And,
no shit. That's
and,
why
like,
he wrote it.
Or is involved in some way. Like maybe he covered up for his son, which is a theory as well. But that's
If you want a fun YouTube video that was just put out as a collection of Norm Macdonald on SNL doing the Weekend Update all about
Brilliant.
OJ, and that's what got him. That's what got him fired from SNL.
yeah.
It was really good.
Well, he nailed it so fucking perfectly. Like,
I fucking love Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace, Norm. OJ,
Yeah,
go
hell
fuck
yeah.
yourself.
I love Norm Macdonald. I'm so happy I've seen him live once. That was
Absolute,
awesome.
absolute legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And such an asshole at the same time. Like even meeting him, I was just like, God, you're
Really?
still a prick. You're still a prick. It was great meeting him. He was super nice, but I'm just like, something about you. I don't know.
The good kind of prick.
Yeah, yeah. It was like I hate loving you for some reason.
Oh. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
Yes, let's. We got so many more things to talk about. Thanks so much for having us here. Like getting the band back together. That's a lot of fun, and it's just so great to see you guys. And
yeah,
like
likewise.
Hey, I was a big fan of your podcast, and lots of people I know loved it. So I think that they'll be happy to hear you again.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I think we're all a huge fan of your podcast. So like,
Absolutely.
yeah, don't stop till you get enough.
All right. Later, buddies.
See ya.
See you never.
Bye.
Yes.
Social media, yeah, we've got it. Send us an email, dopenostalgiapodcast@gmail.com. Twitter, nostalgia dope. Or on Insta, dope_nostalgia.
This podcast is licensed by SOCAN because we believe that artists should be paid for their work.